Well, hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. As always, Agam and I are here to wrap the markets for you. It has not been a very good start to the expiry week. The bears seem to have taken over today, so all your screens are actually just looking red today. Nifty ended with a loss of about 108 points. Sensex sank almost 400 points. Both the indices ending close to their day's low. Nifty back to those 8700 levels now is what we're seeing. Market bet, of course, was negative. 2 advancing stocks for every 5 declining stocks. So what really happened today? Well, the Asian stocks retreated from a 14-month high today. Europe was trading with some sharp 1 to 2% sort of cuts today. And Agam, the interesting bit is Deutsche Bank continues with its down flow. It fell about 6% today to its record low. So some banking fears coming back as far as Europe is concerned. So even if you look at the entire screen, if you come closer, these are the price changes for today. So across we are seeing only red. That's the only color that I can really see today. But all of this month, so September so far, the Nifty has traded between 8688 and 8970, and that is versus 8500 to 8800 sort of levels that we've seen in August. So we're better, at least even as far as August is concerned. So, but Agam, which are the important levels to watch?
Again, it's expiring, so levels are not going to matter as much as the positions of all the traders are going to be will be much more meaningful. So as far as yesterday goes, we've seen rollovers much lower as compared to what we've seen in the previous 3 months, at least on an average basis. Of course, I won't be able to speak about the rollovers right now because I want to wait for the power copy to come in. But yet we've seen the India Volatility Index move up by as much as 10%. Now, that's a significant move, and that's also something which is going to impact the premiums for this particular series, particularly given we are already in the expiry week. So let's take a look at what's happened. We have moved away from the 8800 level and we've come, in fact, we're challenging the 8700 mark right now on the Nifty. So as expected, we've seen the maximum amount of activity in the 8800 call. So what's really happened there is, while we have seen an unwinding denoted by this red mark of unwinding of the 8800 call or the put, the 8800 call has seen a big addition towards open interest, and this signifies writing that means at least in the near term, that is in over the next couple of days, we are not expected to see the Nifty go back up to the 8800 mark. However, we are not too far away from it, so we can't really take too much away from there. That said, when it comes to the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, we have seen weakness and a lot of shorts building up. But once again, before I hazard a guess on the quantum of those shorts, I just have to wait for the power copy to come.
Okay, so that's what we are seeing for today. Nifty, if you talk about what really moved the Nifty today, well, you had your banks, autos and realty stocks which really took a beating, but it was some of the metal names which actually held on to some marginal gains today. If you talk about the Nifty movers, well, I'll talk about the losers first because there are quite a bit of them. ONGC, that fell almost 4.5% today. Now there are some rumors during the rounds of a government stake sale coming in, so a big 4.5% move on this one. Idea was another stock, you can't see it here, but that was hit its 52-week low today. The only saving grace was BPCL, up almost 3%. Now remember, the focus is on crude oil ahead of the OPEC meeting later today. You also have Coal India, Z Entertainment and Dr. Reddy's, which are some of the other notable gainers. Reliance Industries was sitting on some mild gains. Now this stock has hit its highest level since June 2014. So it's some of the oil and gas names which are actually where we are seeing some movement. The other part, you also have AD&AG stocks. So you had your Reliance Capital, Reliance Communication, Reliance Power, and for all of these were also trading week ahead of the AGMs that we have tomorrow. Right. But what stood out as far as the caps are concerned? Well, Agam, I'll actually ask you if there will be more losers today, or what was actually on the gaining side today?
Sure. So in terms of gainers, we've had very few. But let's address the gainers. And let me start off with the 52-week gainers, the guys who made 52-week highs today. So this is a little bit of a surprise. We have Bharat Petroleum, we have KPR Mills, Century Textiles moving from strength to strength, Biocon, SRF, Indian Oil Corp. Despite of the fact that we've seen a lot of weakness in the benchmarks, we've seen all these counters make 52-week highs. Edelweiss is another stock now hit a 52-week high of around 125. In terms of the gainers too, we have seen gains in the likes of Marksans Pharma, which is up 10 nearly 11%. Radico Khaitan, Raymond, SHKLKar once again up nearly 4.3%. Seen gains in Wockhardt, which has also seen a substantial amount of rollovers, standing at around 40%. On the losing end, however, we've seen a lot of weakness in Prestige Estates. Pasuna Developers is another, one of those counters belonging to the realty space, and we have weakness in SD Aluminium, Sadbhav Infra, Minda Corp. ONGC, of course, is the one which led the indices downwards today. CCL Products as well as Den Networks show some amount of weakness. Jubilant Foodworks, of course, is where we are looking at about a 14% increase towards open interest, which means there are fresh shorts building up in that counter. So we have seen plenty of weakness, but there's no dearth of gain on, especially counters which have made fresh 52-week highs even in such a market.
Okay, so at least something stands out, right? There is some buying interest, especially. So stock-specific movement is something that we are seeing in markets like that. Among that apart, we also had GNA Axis that listed today a smart debut. 22% listing gains is what we saw as far as that auto component counter is concerned. You also have HPL Electric and Power. Now, today was the last day for the subscription, and it was fully subscribed as far as the subscription numbers at 3 p.m. are concerned. 1.97%. That's the kind of overall subscription level so far. Again, driven more by retail and the QIB portion. The HNI portion, yes, was relatively undersubscribed last. But today, later this evening, we have ECB President Mario Draghi, who speaks at a quarterly hearing of the Committee on Economic and Monetary Affairs of the European Parliament. So that's probably one event from where the European markets will take cues, and probably even US. So that's something that we need to keep an eye out for. And of course, we're also watching out for crude oil levels. Anything else that has come?
Actually, I have a question, a user question, and this one's from Himanshu Mehta. He asked, does the Bank Nifty have the potential to touch to 20,000 mark again till expiry? Well, honestly, Himanshu, we're not in a position to answer whether or not the Bank Nifty can touch that mark. All I can tell you is that right now, considering the Bank Nifty is at around 19,600 levels, we are looking at a lot of weakness, especially given we have seen a lot of volatility increase in this particular futures, and the options or data also suggests that there is some amount of resistance. So while we may see the Bank Nifty here touch 20,000, where it's not necessary that it may hold on to that level, considering we have seen a lot of open interest build in that particular call. Once again, it's a wait and watch, and we most certainly aren't in any position to make predictions over a stock or a security. But I hope that data helps, and at least in terms of the way you want to take positions in that futures. But I suppose that's all that we have, Shraddha. So, well, you guys can come back tomorrow. We have seen a little bit of weakness in the markets. We just had to wait and watch whether or not we see some amount of recovery. So do join Shraddha and me as we wrap the markets up for you for yet another day tomorrow, only on Market Shop.